there's an energy when you get the right combination of people together. Talk a little bit about on some of your various projects. Let's go into staffing and how you choices you make based on the project, how you proceed. If you do open calls for material, are you working off of references?
It varies from project to project and from week to week sometimes, and from company to company. But the truth is, one of the biggest constants in my career has been the people that I work with. So the artists that I know and have relationships with, I keep in touch with people, whether I'm using them on a certain project or not, because I know that someday there's going to be a perfect role for that person, and I want to work with them again because we enjoyed working together with before. And I'm constantly looking for new people. So I was going to CTN every year. I went to Lightbox. I went to the graduate shows at CalArts and Art Center, as well as the USC Animation School, and have been able to find new talent who I know instantly, even before they graduate, that I am going to be able to work with those people. If not tomorrow, then soon. They're people I want in my Rolodex and I want to keep in touch with and have a relationship with. And sometimes those roles are a freelance gig for a few weeks or a few months. And sometimes they're a more permanent art department role or editorial role or story artist role. So that's, I'm constantly looking for new artists and trying to meet new people. There's also a couple organizations that we've been working with lately for the last couple of years. One is Black Women Animate. Mm-hmm. And Women in Animation, of course, have been around for ever. They're a great organization, just to open up the scope of the kinds of artists and production people that we're looking for, make it more inclusive and more diverse is a big push for us nowadays. We're always looking for new people that we may not have found before at Art Center or USC. But they went to a smaller school and they have the skills and they're the kind of person we want to bring into the team.
Let's talk a little bit about skills and what you look for, what stands out, best practices in terms of getting their work to you in whatever forum.
So I would say there are fundamentals that we look for in every portfolio. And those can be, it depends on the artist, but if it's a story artist or a visual development artist, it's good drawing skills. If it's an editor, we look at the reel and see what kinds of work they've done before, what kind of an editor they are. If it's a production person, it's really about communication and openness, all the qualities I've been talking about that served me on my way up. Willingness to jump in no matter what the day brings, whether it's below your role or exactly your job description or above, because a lot of times there's opportunities to work above your job description, which leads you to the opportunities once those roles open up for promotion. So so the fundamentals of drawing, across the board for artists is what we're looking for. Good drawing skills, good storytelling, whether that's visual development, like a still image or storyboards. We're looking for somebody who can communicate emotion with a drawing. Like, is this a funny moment? And I want to laugh out loud. If it's funny, that drawing should make me laugh.
Yeah.
If it's a sad or emotional moment, I want to be able to look at that artwork or look at those boards and know what that character is feeling. That's a tall order, but if you can push yourself to make sure that the drawings you're doing are communicating emotion, whether it's happiness or some humor or sadness or tragedy or fear, those are the things we really look for, because I'm working in development now. So I'm working on putting presentations together with a full team, story artists, visual development, editors, a presentation that in less than 25 minutes sells the concept of this movie. So every piece of artwork that we show in that greenlight presentation has to sell the emotion or the humor or both, usually both, of this project so that they cannot say no to it. You know, before the end of those 20 or 25 minutes, the executives have to be going, greenlight that, I want that movie. So it's really important that every piece of artwork does that job, does that heavy lifting. This is a tall order for your portfolios, but it is something that grabs my attention when I'm looking at work. Like, I laughed out loud at that drawing, or I can tell what that character is feeling. Those are the things that really grab my attention.
Well, and now that you are in development, has it shifted how you are looking for talent? And has it shifted, have you adapted to the differences for development versus full-on production? I mean, if you've previously worked on projects that were greenlit and underway, and
Yes.
you needed those artists right away, but now in development, how have you adapted to that transition?
There is an adaptation. It's very slight, but critical to understand if you're an artist looking for opportunities in development. But it's all the same people. It's the same qualities of artwork I'm looking for. It's the same roles: story artists, visual development, character designers, people that do big sweeping epic concept paintings, editors, and production people. All the same things I'm looking for. It's just we have such a small budget before the movie's greenlit, so I have tiny bits of money to get each project up to the green light. So in many cases, if you are a very specific artist and have a specific drawing style, and I will be looking for you to match you with the project that your drawing style really complement each other. But because it's so specific, it may only mean that this is a freelance position for a few weeks or a few months at the most. For longer term work in development, again, we have tiny bits of money, so I have a very tiny crew, and I'm looking for people who are a little more versatile, who can draw Bugs Bunny, but also draw an original character that no one's ever seen before, can draw very cartoony, but also a little more realistic, can do broad comedy, but also do artwork that really communicates epic, cinematic, dramatic movie moments. So those are the people who are more versatile, little jack of all trades. So they do Photoshop, they do character design, they do world paintings. They can also do a little bit of After Effects or any of the various tools to bring a little bit of movement to the artwork. Those are the people we're looking for, and get a little bit of a longer term role in development because they're so versatile. They can touch everything we do. And so they get longer time periods.
That's, I think, really key for artists as they're planning their portfolios to target, to stay constantly freshening their portfolio with and thinking about who they're submitting it to and what they would be looking for, which is interesting insight for development. Are you starting with the project first, or when you see an artist's work, I want to use them on something, but what comes first?
Yeah, it's the chicken before the egg and the egg before the chicken. So a lot of times we'll just see an artist and we'll just all love this artist. And we're like, I don't know what we're going to use them on, but something. Yeah. And then sometimes we have projects that are looking for specific things, like this is a project with a lot of cars, cool cars, so we're looking for people who love to draw cool cars, or this is a project with epic dragons in it or something, and so we're looking for a specific thing that an artist just loves doing. It's their favorite thing to do. And then we find them and hire them. We were working on a project, a very specific project, and we were going through CTN and looking at the artist booths, and somebody was doing the artwork that we needed. So we were just like, can I have your card, please? Yeah, and we hired them to do several weeks of each of the characters, because they were in love with the property that we just happened to be developing, and it was kind of a match made in heaven. That's always fun to do. But we're also looking for people, we just love their work. We don't know where we're going to use them, and sometimes we will test somebody. Just like, hey, come do some artwork for us on a variety of projects, and let's see what you can do. Because especially with kids who are straight out of school, their portfolio, their assignments they got in school may not show everything they can do. So it's fun to have them in for a few weeks, have them touch 3 or 4 projects and see what they can do, and then kind of have a feel for what it's like to work with them.